She drowned the master's children on Easter Sunday. They had sold her 3 children, so she washed their children into silence. She instructed them to stand by the tub, positioned her back to the water. Close your eyes and think about Easter and Jesus rising from the dead. Think about sins being washed away and souls made clean and new. She closed her eyes obediently, her face taking on an expression of childish reverence. In that moment, with the sunlight catching in her golden curls. This is Black AF history, by the way. The unwhitewashed story of America. These are the stories that they tried to wipe out of the history books. I will link it below to the video. Her golden curls looked angelic, a creature of innocence and light. Is God going to speak to me? She whispered, eyes still tightly shut. Perhaps, I said softly. Now I'm going to lower you into the water just like the minister does at the river baptisms. Don't be afraid. My hands, strong from years of wringing wet laundry, gripped her small shoulders. In a single fluid motion, I pushed her backward into the tub. Her eyes flew open in surprise, but before she could cry out, I held her under the rose petal surface. She struggled, of course. Even in her confusion and shock, the instinct for survival was strong. Her small hands clawed at my arms, and her legs kicked against the copper sides of the tub. Water sloshed onto the floor, soaking the hem of my church dress. But I held firm, watching as her movements grew weaker. Bubbles broke from the surface. Martha, what's happening in there? Is that the water I hear splashing? William's voice came from outside just the door. He had stepped into the hallway, perhaps alarmed from sounds within. I released Elizabeth, now still silent and beneath the water, and moved quickly to intercept him before he could alert the household. William, I said, opening the door just enough to see him, but blocking his view.